My favorite M2YP memory is literally all of them. There's no way to choose. Every single one is a gem.
Favorite M2YP memory happened during Godspell. We were, if you don't know the show, it ends with like the Last Supper and the crucifixion and everything, and it's very dramatic. It's beautiful. Well, we'd staged the Last Supper, but we hadn't staged anything after that. And we were going to run it one more time, and we were all really feeling it. We were all really emotionally connected, and everything felt so good. We didn't feel like stopping, and Carrie didn't feel like stopping us, so we just kind of kept going one day, and ended up completely off the top of our heads improvising the last like 5-10 minutes of the show. It was very emotional. It was very beautiful. It was just so cool, and it was like exactly what theater needs to be. It was so collaborative. I'll never forget that. I ended up writing a bunch of my college entrance essays about that rehearsal. I don't know, MTYP just inspires that way.
My favorite MTYP moment was in 2005 when we did Children of Eden, and Baldwin City experienced a power outage, and everything kind of slowed down as if it were slow motion, and we all didn't know what to do, and we were singing Ain't It Good, and it was just one of those moments that was surreal. I'll never forget it.
My favorite memories is during Will Rogers Follies, which was my very first show, and it was Julie's first show away. She was away at college at CCM, and she was going to miss the show, so the cast, we all collected money and bought her a plane ticket home and surprised Carrie, so Julie got to see the show, and it was great. It was so fun to have her there.
Skipping class one fateful afternoon, I stumbled across a group auditioning for 7 Days of Broadway. Now, I was personally dismayed that I was not invited to participate in this audition, but somehow I weaseled my way in, and even more surprising, landed a scholarship.
Probably when I was a mincemeat judge in State Fair. And it's probably my favorite because it's just ridiculous.
One in particular, doing the Fairy Tale Alumni show. We were singing a great arrangement of When You're Alone from Hook, and I had a solo, and it was one line, and I knew the words, but I didn't sing the words in the performance. I had that actor thing happen where you forget the words literally right before you're about to sing them, and I'm not sure that what I sang made sense, but I knew that everyone knew that, at least on stage, that I did not sing the right words.
I would have to say that my favorite moment was at camp when we would all get together and tell stories about the week, and everybody would come together like a family, and just, it was like our own little secret society, and you know that everybody in that room loved you no matter what, with all your flaws and all your success. Everybody just band together like a huge family.
In a little show called On Your Toes, we all had to wear blue unitards and loincloths for one of the songs. It was like a ballet in the show. I'll just never forget the audience's reaction when we ran out.
That I got to play one of my favorite roles in all of musical theater, Polly, Crazy for You. And I went and I told Carrie that. I said, I'm getting to play one of my favorite roles in musical theater. And I remember our opening night, she went out on stage and told that story, and she got choked up saying how much it meant to her that she got to give me that opportunity. So it was just a really special show. And then I also got to sing my dad's favorite songs on stage. After night, someone to watch over me, and that's something our family just still holds very dear. So thank you, Carrie, and thank you, MTYP.
My favorite year
show we did together
in 20 Million People, the song, there's this harmony, and we sing it all the time.
We still sing it
everywhere. Yeah.
And we're gonna do it for you now.
Ready?
Most of all, God let the people laugh.
When we did the alumni show, and full-heartedly when we were doing a read-through, Rebecca Schneckenberg, Rebecca was singing We Are a Family from Dreamgirls, and she sang like a Gaian tree instead of giant. That was funny.
One is never really sure whether one's show will make an appearance on Sunday, whether it'll turn out, but come rain or come shine, 2 points. Something really, really incredible happens on Sunday.
My very first baker, my very first night of my very first baker. What show is it? Children of Eden. Kyle Kleibacher I hear like a ruckus in the hallway, and I didn't know that we could like talk to people or leave our room. So I opened the door.
It was our first baker.
It was our
We were
first
scared.
baker. We were roommates.
Y'all know how it goes.
And Kyle Kleitbacher goes running down the hall in Heather Morizzo's jazz pants with a sombrero on, and that's it. And I had no idea what was going on.
I also remember that week that was my only experience on an MTYP stage because Carrie decided that we needed more guys and got a lot of living to do, and so put a costume on me and made me sing and dance. That was a good idea.
I got to take a good trip with some of my best friends, and we got to go see our friend Drew Starlin, who was in Footloose on Broadway. That was the first time I had ever been in New York, the very first time I had ever gotten to go see a Broadway show, and I got to do it with my best of friends.
I only have favorite memories of MTYP. From Joseph, the first show, to the first camp at Baker, to being a choreographer, to being a counselor, being a part of something so special and so life-changing for me has been a continuous gift for my entire life.
The thing about MTYP is that no matter where you go, those memories never leave you. My first and favorite show was The Hot Mikado. If that is so, sing everything non dairy, it's evidently very... No? Alright. Hey, that's why I didn't get the part. And I honestly can't tell you what I think is more difficult, spending 12 months in the Middle East or putting on a show in 7 days. And let me tell you one thing, being stationed in the Middle East for 12 months definitely gave it a new meaning to the term, be the sun. I want to thank MTYP for giving me the courage to live the way I live my life. I live a very adventurous life, traveling the world. I go to the most exotic places, and I don't think I could have done it without MTYP teaching me to shine with my own light instead of someone else's. I'm Brian Cisneros, and I approve this message. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Brian Cisneros, and I will always be the sun.
My favorite show that I was a part of was West Side Story. It's sort of where I went from being a boy to a man in the program. I had the opportunity of playing Tony with the wonderfully talented Ann Stella. One time during practice night, Ann and I went to an actual fire escape and practiced the balcony scene. Really just had, that's something that will always stick with me, always in my mind.
Once on This Island and West Side Story, two of my favorite MTYP memories.
My favorite show was Children of Eden because it was my very first show ever, and it introduced me to the world of musical theater as well as this amazing organization, and I just could not have asked for a better show. I will remember it for the rest of my life.
My favorite MTYP show was Once on This Island, and my favorite memory from that was singing We Tell the Story at the end of the show with the whole cast. It was such a great, amazing moment being there on the Baker stage singing that with my whole cast for my senior show at MTYP. Woo! Be the sun!
I think my favorite show that I ever did with MTYP was probably Children of Eden. I just remember all the hard work that we put into the show and us really coming together at the end for it, and it was just such a great experience to see it all come together and how much we all learned and we all took away from that show.
I would have to say either Godspell Summer of '06. I've never shed so many tears on stage in my life, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that summer.
And just the opportunity that I had to be around such incredibly talented people that were so enthusiastic and so just full of life was awesome. It was their energy and was just so infectious.
Children of Eden, definitely my favorite show.
My favorite show was Songs for a New World because that was the first time that I felt like I was really living in a song, and I put it right in the pocket.
My favorite shows that I did with MTYP were probably The Hot Mikado the first time around, and also Once on This Island in 2008.
All shook up. It means so much to me that someone would take that chance on me and give me the opportunity to play a part that one of the first characters I ever played that I was really in love with.
By far and away, my favorite show was definitely Once on This Island.
My favorite MTYP show was 42nd Street. It was a Broadway at Baker performance, and I remember Carrie after the show saying, I would put that to any Broadway show.
My favorite MTYP show, I would say, would be Children of Eden.
Honestly, it kind of like awakened this like inner hunger for theater and for acting. I'd, spent so much of my life singing, and now I was actually acting, and I spent the week with my closest friends, and it's still just so joy-filled whenever I think of the memories.
My agent can call me and send me an email and be like, here's 18 pages of sides and 4 songs, and we need this ready in 2 days. Because I'll tell you what, if Julie teaches you that music, like after the first time, you better memorize that music.
As a choreographer, time is money, and everybody professionally wants stuff done quicker, faster, bigger, and cheaper. And MTYP has helped me in that regard because putting up a show in a week is very difficult. So it's helped me with my career as a choreographer because I know that we can accomplish anything we need to.
It really expects you to be on your game 100% of the time and to be prepared and just to come knowing your material, and that's what puts you a step above everyone else.
And among my many duties, I also do theatrical reviews. And to this day, I still cringe when I hear a chew instead of a you.
My experience at MTYP, being around so many talented people, taught me that musical theater may not be my strongest suit. 2 points. But I should still do what I love, and I should do what I do best. He also taught me that Broadway can be closer than you think.
I'm extremely grateful to MTYP for letting me be a part and have that positive theater experience. Learning the shows in a short amount of time. It really helps in my job right now is a swing, learning 6 different parts for the show and being an assistant dance captain. MTYP was definitely my training ground and where I got to fall in love with theater and stretch my wings and really work on my craft.
It's prepared me to work so hard and always believe in everything and be open to anything, and just really believe in the process and all the hard work that goes in, and never question how hard you should work. You should always work as hard as possible and be inspired by others and strive to inspire others, and just to never lose that fire and that passion within you, which MTYP always brought out in everyone.
It's taught me tolerance, and it's taught me patience, diligence, all sorts of things I use today, even though I'm not studying theater.
Half of the decisions I make towards my career I base on what I learned from MTYP.
And I can honestly say that I would not be standing here performing in this incredible show in this amazing city without you guys and what Carrie taught us all at a very, very young age. And there's so many great memories of doing all these incredible shows and all these amazing opportunities and learning how to do freaking rope tricks. But I think what the best value lesson is that camp really teaches you to learn how to do an entire musical in 1 week, which is crazy and absurd to really think about that looking back now, but it forces you to kind of get out of your head. Camp kind of makes you get rid of that because you have the time to do all that stuff, and it forces you to listen and react to your fellow actors on stage, and I think that's one of the best tools any actor can have, and I think it definitely prepared me for where I am now, so I can't thank you enough. Carrie, I love you. MTYP, I love you. I'm sorry I cannot be there tonight. Cheers.
To compete in the epicenter of musical theater that is New York City. And also, it's so much a part of me growing up and today, and I'd say it just made me me. So I think MTYP prepared me to be myself.
I feel like there, with MTYP, I really got to be myself, and I met so many beautiful, amazing people that really helped mold me into the person that I am today. As silly as that sounds, I was really uncomfortable with who I was, and I met a bunch of people that made me feel comfortable with who I am and how I wanted to live my life and how I do live my life today.
Of MTYP is just being able to be a part of this thing that allows so many people to meet people just like them.
That I made the best friends that I'll ever have at MTYP.
What has MTYP given me? A roommate. It also made me memorize lines super fast. I will say that M2YP does make you pick up things very quickly, because if you are pursuing musical theater as a profession, you have to pick things up really quickly, and you never know how much rehearsal time you're going to have.
Yeah, and like your agents will like send you stuff and be like, hey, you have a callback in a day, and here are your sides.
Or maybe even in
to, like,
2 hours.
Know it. Yeah. So there's that, and you're like, oh, no problem. I did half of a show in 2 days. I got this.
In keeping with the MTYP spirit, I've actually started my own theater program where we do a play in the fall and we write our own opera in the spring.
In this video from my home here in the San Antonio area, where I've worked for the last 10 years as a journalist, storytelling is a part of that job, and a background in performance helps that out, no question.
I could never have gotten here if it wasn't for MTYP. You guys are amazing and so full of love and compassion, and teach us how important it is to be an individual and to love life and love theater and live to the fullest.
MTYP has brought me so much knowledge and joy through my life.
Hey, what's up? It's Eric Danielson. I'm out here at Livestrong Sporting Park. It's the U.S. Open Cup Final. That's how I'm putting my music theater for young people training to work as a public address announcer here and at the University of Kansas.
MTYP taught me how to determine, understand, know, and love who I am. And thanks to MTYP, I can now teach it to the future generations.
MTYP taught me to do what I love with the people that I love, and for that I'm forever grateful.
I love this company, and I can't thank them enough. Julie, Carrie, the whole creative staff. Appreciate them because they will help you in your future. Right now I'm teching the Book of Mormon in Denver right now, the first national tour. I'm in Gavin Creel's dressing room. Shh, don't tell anyone. And it's been a great road for me.
Okay, anyway, Carrie, I just want to say I love you. And that goes equally for this guy.
MTYP taught me what ensemble is, and now working professionally in Boston, New York, that's the most important thing in theater.
And I just wanted to thank MTYP for leading me on this path, because I haven't regretted a moment of it since.
Helping me to build my confidence and my skills as a performer.
And you gave me a lot of opportunities, and you got me hooked up with people in New York who I've been working with for a few years now.
So thank you, MTYP, for creating experiences that I can hold on to and use as tools for the future.
MTYP has changed me, and I know it's cheesy, but it's changed me as a performer. Absolutely. It gave me many, many wonderful tools that I use every single day. It changed me as a person too. It gave me the confidence to follow my dreams and to believe in my dreams and to try new things and to experiment and to be creative, and I have MTYP to thank for that.
That's what MTYP is all about.